We are on Ladbroke Grove, and the trees are like saints in the dust of the avenue, and Joe asks me what I want, and I tell him something bad for me in American, and he disappears into the shade of Golden Dragon for Kung Pao chicken and pirate DVDs, and I go on through this melting part of the city. Tower blocks tune jazz and geometry, and money suns itself in Georgian terraces, and the homeless guy who lives by Tesco's is bathed in a tall glass of gold as he salutes me, V for victory, and I pass through the sliding doors. Inside, the air hums with choice. If you are what you eat, I'm a Rubik's Cube of biochemistry, consumer of international scandal, global cuckoo diverting food from other people's mouths to my sleek fridge. But I buy free-range eggs and fair trade coffee. It's too easy to feel guilty. I have a duty to my economy to spend money on stuff, and besides, it's tough making decisions. What do I want? Pick me, shine the New Zealand font-size Fuji, and the Danish bacon stripes fatly, and the South African Merlot winks ruby, and the French Brie shrugs, if you want. I'm examining some vegetarian sushi when a fight breaks out in aisle 2. Excuse me, hello? A man has queue-barged. Perhaps an accident, zigzag trolleys jostling for position. It could happen. Still, he can't be allowed, not when there's so much feistiness around. If he was sensible, he'd retreat. But he stands his stolen ground. Get back in your own line, shouts a matron in a sari. Get back to your own country. That was the wrong thing to say. The Filipina cashier squeaks in dismay, and the security guard with the tribal scars pushes past Japanese art students to her rescue. And the Australian chef from the Brazilian cafe says, "No offence, mate, but I think you're out of line." And 3 Jamaican women in 3 separate queues start shouting in a pincer movement of supportive sisterhood. And the one other English-looking guy in a suit, organic chicken in his basket, takes his iPhone out of his pocket and, ooh, look at his thumb go, he's not really here at all, he's texting. The queue barger senses it's not his crowd and leaves, and instantly everyone starts talking, and the chef asks me where I come from, and I tell him Malaysia, and he says, "Oh, you're Muslim," and I say, "No, I'm Chinese Malay," and he goes, "Ni hao, ren gai xing." And I freeze because I don't speak Chinese. But for some reason, I don't just explain and smile and leave, and now my smile fixes in a grim rictus as his starts to fade, and now he's thinking my expression is politely inscrutable, rage because stupid foreign devil has just called my ancestors a herd of goat fuckers by mistake, when actually it's a passable attempt at how's it going, mate. And it's unfair on chef, but I'm fed up confessing I don't speak Hokkien or Mandarin or Cantonese because people look at you like you cut out your mother's tongue. So he slopes off with his basket of emergency lemons, and I'm left by the gift section, and they sell all sorts. And there's an air plant priced $2.99, an unprepossessing weed, all wisps and drooping suspirants, and the tag says it's rooted nowhere, it derives its nutrients from the air. So, what's the point in that? If it can't be planted, is it even a plant? No, it's a misfit. Or wouldn't it be with the other flowers in the flower section with the heritage roses and the jade palace jasmine instead of sat here between the bath salts and the I love mum mugs? And now I'm identifying with this weirdoid freak. If I were a plant, I'd be one of these, sucking colour from anything it can. In Britain today, it's all about your roots, your cultural identity, but there's banana bio-yogurts over there with more live culture than me. God, I've got to get out of this place. I'm having a negative epiphany in the dairy section of Tesco's. Double disgrace to my race. A crisis of Chineseness surrounded by cheese. I dump my empty basket and exit out onto Portobello Market, straight into a walking Benetton ad. People of all colours, nations, orientations stroll in the middle of the street, turning it pedestrian. This is where I belong, in this privileged mix, this moment of ordinary democracy, this babylicious city where daily over 300 languages are spoken, each one diverse in nature as the blue whale to the fairy penguin to the black panther, but each with something in common that no other animal communication system has, a grammar that allows one individual to make and another individual to understand a completely new statement, something that no one else in the whole history of evolution has ever said before. Of course, English is the one you need to get by on. English is the money tongue. It's the currency of word as bond. It's the voice recognition system. It's the key to the citizenship question. It's whether you're witness to the greatness of Britain or a sum equals less than in this United Kingdom. I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you. Thank you.